All right. I desire deep holiness, right? It's a deep desire of my heart. It doesn't mean by any means that I'm close to it or that I'm perfect in any way, so many things to work on. But it does mean that I desire a life of ceaseless prayer. So this Lent, I'm trying to grow in ceaseless prayer. And one of the great inspirations here in my beautiful Franciscan tradition is Padre Pio. Padre Pio was a man, they say, who prayed somewhere between 33 and 37 rosaries a day. That's phenomenal. That's remarkable. Talk about a man of ceaseless prayer. And what I love about Padre's example is he was not by any means um, somebody who wasn't busy. He was very occupied. There were a lot of people who came to see him. Oh my gosh, sometimes at 13 to 16 hours in the confessional, hearing confessions, reading souls, giving out spiritual wisdom. But notice that while he's doing it, he's got the sacred beads in his hands and he's praying. And notice this interesting fact because I think it's something we can overlook. Ceaseless prayer does not mean that you need to fully concentrate on every words, because obviously as he's hearing confessions, he's concentrating on the penitence, but his mind internally is getting used to the repetition of Hail Marys. And there's something sacred about it because what's happening is it's becoming second nature. It's becoming so second nature that he can almost enter this dualistic approach or perspective of being present to the person while his internal faculties, his mind, his soul is able to be present to the spirituality. So you're encountering a man who's looking at you, who's talking to you, and whose soul is in a state of prayer. Okay, one challenge for this Lent: get comfortable with praying the rosary in places that usually are not perhaps conducive, generally speaking, to prayer. There isn't a lot of silence, there isn't solitude, meaning pray the rosary on the bus, pray the rosary as you're driving, pray the rosary as you're jogging, pray the rosary as you're walking to school, pray the rosary as you're taking out the trash. Why? Because that's the only way that you're going to come to a place of ceaseless prayer. Because without that, without filling those spaces, those time periods with prayer, our minds just wander. But notice how what the Lord is calling us to in this attempt for ceaseless prayer, He's calling us to transcend a restricted idea of what secular space is. Sometimes we just treat the chapel as secular space or our room as secular space. I'm sorry, as sacred space. We treat the chapel as sacred space or our room as sacred space. And certainly they are. Certainly, as we bring prayer into our room, and those places of solitude and silence are absolutely irreplaceable and priceless, and cherish them when you have them. But the Lord's also saying, I am in charge of every space and I am present in every space. I want you to bring me into your walk. I want you to bring me into your bus ride. I want you to bring me into your jog. I want you to bring me into your wait in the line. Pick up these sacred beads. Allow it, even if it's a noisy environment, allow it to become a normal practice of just repeating those precious Hail Marys, invoking the name of Jesus and Our Lady, because when you invoke their sacred names, you're inviting them into the experience. There's power in those special sacred names. Join me this Lent in an effort at ceaseless prayer, and by God's grace, we're going to improve. Okay? God bless you.